Okay, happy summer. It's the official first day of summer. Thank you, everyone. We're excited to the rededication and unveiling of the restored Williams Tavern historic marker. I just want to ask real quick, can I see a raise of hands, please? How many of you thought that the Prospector East Saloon was the first bar in Marlborough? It isn't. We are here today to celebrate the Williams Tavern, which, if it was still standing today, would be the oldest tavern in America. So let that sink in. I get goosebumps every time. I'd like to thank, we have a wonderful group of people here today, starting with Senator Jamie Eldridge, Marlborough Mayor Christian Dumas, Ward 5 Councilor John Irish, Councilor at Large Katie Roby, Ward 1 Councilor Mike Vital, and Councilor at Large Sean Navin. Thank you very much for being here with us. Regrettably, Representative Danielle Gregoire from the House of Representatives could not join us today, but she has offered a citation that I am going to read if the wind is in my favor. The Commonwealth of Massachusetts, House of Representatives. Be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to Marlborough Revolution 250 in recognition of the unveiling of the restored tercentenary marker of the historic Williams Tavern. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors. Given this 20th day of June 2025 at the State House, Boston, Massachusetts, by Ronald Mariano, Speaker of the House, offered by Danielle Gregoire, State Representative. We have some ancestors blowing in here. This is awesome. Okay, none of this would be possible without our own distinguished Department of Public Works and the facilities team. I can never name them all, but Ted, Tom, Nat, Jimmy, Dan, and Tom are the few of them that just make all of these amazing dedications that we want to do and beautification of our city possible. Their continuous work to keep our city clean, functioning, and beautiful, always going a step further, and we appreciate their never-ending efforts. So thank you very much. The Marlborough Revolution 250 committee came together last spring. We wanted to make sure we were telling the stories of this historic time in the country, of the American Revolution, and Marlborough's important role in it. We hope you'll take the opportunity to look on the back of today's program and see the other offerings and celebrations we'll be participating in this year. We really, really hope that you'll join us in all of them because we're having a lot of fun, and it just is making Marlborough wonderful. For the first of our speakers, I would like to welcome Massachusetts State Senator Jamie Eldridge to the podium.
Should I take a... Oh, thank you.
Set up more for you.
Set up for me too. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, State Senator Jamie Eldridge. So proud to represent the city of Marlborough, and I will say, as a legislator, that just like my colleague Representative Gregoire and Representative Carmine Gentile, who the three of us represent Marlborough together, we have funded, through a couple cycles this session, funding for celebrations of America's 250th and obviously the roots of the American Revolution starting here in Massachusetts. I don't have to tell anyone here how much that history is in this region, whether you're talking about Marlborough, Sudbury, Acton area. And so it's just been so great to see each community celebrate the 250th in its own way. And on Patriots Day, I had the chance to see so many different celebrations. I want to thank all the key stakeholders. I know many were thanked, but the DPW, the 250 Revolution Committee here in Marlborough, the Marlborough City Councilor, Mayor Dumas, and the MEDC, for really doing so much to find different ways to highlight Marlborough's history and how it's contributed in different and unique ways. And I was not aware of Williams Tavern, and was just heard from Randy from Main Street Cafe that the tavern was where the D'Angelo's is now. So great to think of all the people, colonists that came together there, including obviously to discuss the American Revolution and to begin to foment and talk about pushing back against the British government. So I think it's wonderful that this historic marker has been renovated about 95 years after it was placed here. I have noticed throughout my district these tercentennial markers that are often signs on the side of a road throughout the district I represent, and the fact that Massachusetts then looked to highlight Massachusetts' unique history, and the fact that that's how this marker got here at that time. So it's wonderful to represent a city that has so much history to it. I have a citation as well that sounds exactly like Representative Gregoire's. So I'm not going to read it, but I just want to say that the Senate also passed a citation to the city of Marlborough in recognition of the restoration of the Williams Tavern historical marker. And this is signed by Senate President Karen Spilka and your state senator, Jamie Eldridge. Again, thank you to the Marlborough Revolution 250 Committee, to the Marlborough Historical Society, to the Marlborough Historic Commission, to Donald Clark, a descendant of the Williams family, I know is speaking later, and the city government, including the DPW, for all the great work you do, and what a special area this has become with the Riverwalk, obviously this overhang, and just so many more people coming to enjoy this particular part of Marlborough. Thank you so much.
Okay, spoiler alert. We have a direct descendant of the Williams family here with us today that we're excited to hear from. His grandfather, his 8th great grandfather, Lieutenant Abraham Williams, originally opened the Williams Tavern on this general site. And we are excited to hear more and welcome him.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Yeah, you want to do it. Maybe
I'll
a
hold
little
it.
bit.
I'll hold it. Thanks. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you all. As Lindsay just mentioned, Abraham Williams was my 8th great grandfather, and I'm pleased to be here on behalf of the family and especially my mother, Jean Williams Clark. I want to thank the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the city of Marlborough for its steadfastness in honoring the historic place that was the Williams Tavern. While the importance of impact of Abraham and his descendants is notable, I can tell you that the Williams family understands that they were examples of, but not exceptions to, the character and quality of the countless men and women of Marlborough that helped to forge this nation. And you can never say thanks enough, and so I'm going to give my thanks again to some specific people. Mayor Dumas, Senator Eldridge, State Representative Gregoire, the Marlborough City Councilors, the Historical Society President Douglas Rowe and its curator John Gately, Adrian Gilbert and the other members of the Marlborough Historical Commission, the Marlborough Department of Public Works, and Lindsay Jorick of the Economic Development Corporation, and frankly, all the citizens of Marlborough. On behalf of the family, I thank you very much, and thank you for telling a bit of this nation's story through them. Thank you.
Next to the podium is Mr. Douglas Rowe. Need he no introduction to us. Doug is the current president of the Marlborough Historical Society and the chair of the Marlborough Revolution 250 Committee. We welcome you to the podium, Doug.
Thank you. As I usually say, I'm incredibly honored to be the president of the Historical Society and also chair of the 250 committee. The only reason I have notes here is I have to remember the great organizations, which is the Marlborough Historical Society, the Marlborough Historical Commission, the Marlborough Public Library, the Marlborough Public Schools, Marlborough Economic Development Corporation, the Marlborough Regional Chamber of Commerce, and the Hillside School. And although not a member, we wouldn't get anything done without the Marlborough DPW. They're the ones that do the work. I want to thank them all. The job of the Historical Society and the 250 committee is to make you aware of all of the things that were accomplished by our ancestors from the city of Marlborough. And somewhere along the line, I read a book about the taverns that won the Revolutionary War. And apparently, each tavern had a company or so of militia of their own, with their own, and they all were called. And for the life of me, I can't imagine trotting from here to Concord on that one, on April 19th, or I had the privilege Sunday to be in the Bunker Hill Parade representing Marlborough, and the 59 members of the Marlborough militia that participated in the Battle of Bunker Hill, one of whom was killed in that battle. I was surprised that we were recognized, and I do think that people, on occasion, when they're reminded, know what our ancestors have done. And our job, and I would recruit all of you to get the message out of what a great city, great town, and I'm surprised it took the Williams family 5 years. I mean, after all, the town was founded in 1660. They didn't build the tavern until 1665. Now, maybe they were serving it out of the back door. I don't know, but it really an amazing history to it. When it was across the street here initially, and then the stagecoach time, and then as things progressed, this was a stopping point for the cattle drives, bringing the cattle in to feed the metropolitan area and to get the hides for all the shoes we made. And they all came, and the drovers and whatever had a place to stay, and the Gates family that expanded the tavern bought about 300 acres out here so that the cattle would have some place to roam around. It doesn't look like that today. Not going to bore you with the history of the whole city, but I could talk about it for a while. We do have great cooperation, and the Historical Commission, we had a joint venture a couple of years ago with the museum and the streets, and it was a great thing. Bob Fagone was chairman at the time, and I and Bob Kane and Paul Broder, and of course the DPW, worked together to put up the 27 signs around the city for the museum and the streets. I think that the city members are always cooperative, and we've had a great thing, and we'll look forward to doing some more things for you. We do have a Williams Tavern night coming up on November 16th, which also happens to be the day that George Washington handed Henry Knox his orders to take off to Fort Ticonderoga by way of New York City. His first day out, Henry Knox, of course, stayed at the Williams Tavern. So there's always something. Adrian, so I think up next.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Senator Donald and Doug. So now Adrian is coming, and this is where it all gets tied together. About 16 months ago, we started meeting for the Marlborough Revolution 250 committee, and off the gun, no pun intended, Adrian said, we're working on getting the historic marker restored, and we think this should be part of the 250 programming. And so we were ecstatic that this was happening. And then a few months ago, Mr. Donald Clark called and he said, my family was there and we noticed that the historic marker could use some love. How can we help with that? And Marlborough couldn't have been more proud to say, we had also noticed that and it was important to us and it is ready to be installed when the weather is nicer. So this is our nicer weather in our installation and we're all really happy to have you here. I can give your introduction.
That's okay. Good afternoon. Oh, sorry. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much, Lindsay. All right. I would like to take this moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished guests here today. To Don Clark, a member of the Williams family. To Senator Jamie Eldridge. To Mayor Christian Dumas. To City Councilors John Irish, Katie Roby, Mark Vitale, Sean Navin. To the Chair of the Historical Commission, Brendan Downey. Past Chair of the Historical Commission, Bob Fagone. And to the President of the Historical Society, Doug Rowe. I would also like to acknowledge the entire Department of Public Works for the City of Marlborough, especially Nat Bowen, for their timeless efforts. Lastly, I want to thank everyone else who's found the time to attend today's event. Your presence signifies the importance of this historical treasure and our community. This journey to restore the Williams Tavern marker began on March 8th, 2024, with what seemed like a very simple little inquiry by Nate Bowen of the DPW. He asked, what could the Marlborough Historical Commission do to repair, refurbish the Williams Tavern marker? Well, I told him that I would do everything I can to look into it, that I would present it to our commission, and that we would review the language of it to make sure that there was nothing problematical or insulting in any way, because times have changed. Once we committed to doing this, all right, I decided, all right, I will volunteer to delve into the history of the marker as well as the tavern. I can only assume that Lieutenant Abraham Williams, back in 1665, likely had one goal in mind, and that was one, to create this tavern, but the first tavern in colonial America, and to simply make sure that his family was well taken care of. Yet, with his what he unknowingly built, however, was the cornerstone of Marlborough's history and community spirit. The tavern served as a sanctuary for weary travelers simply looking for food, rest, and conversation. It also marked a meeting place for locals to discuss pressing issues of the day, whether community concerns or whether political shapings that were going on in the colonies. Over time, Williams Tavern became much more than simple roadside refuge. It functioned as a garrison, a soldier's garrison, the town's courtroom, as well as its prison. And it even became the unofficial post office. It welcomed individuals of significant historical interest at the time: George Washington, the Marquis de Lafayette, the Duke of Rochefort, and many other important Massachusetts politicians. In the 19th century, the tavern's owners expanded its role by purchasing hundreds of acres in this vicinity for the sole purpose of allowing the local farmers and the ones bringing their cattle in to allow their animals to graze before they could be sent to market. This simple act transformed Marlborough into a regional hub of commerce. Sorry. It's a little windy. Yeah, we'll try. The economic stability it brought to the area allowed the town to prosper and grow. Williams Tavern became a beacon of innovation and resilience, a true testament to the spirit of Marlborough. It is no exaggeration to say that this is one of our town's lost treasures, a legacy worth preserving and a history worth celebrating. But preserving history is no simple thing. All right. It was countless phone calls to the Department of Transportation, Department of Highways, the mayor's office, previous mayor, to politicians in Boston. No answers. And I got lucky. I actually reached out and I got a hold of a state aide. And he was very kind and he gave me some starting information. I found out that it actually is the state that owns the marker. However, it is the Department of Transportation that controls everything about the marker. It has specific guidelines that provided for its removal, repair, reinstallation following restoration. However, there was one significant challenge to all of this. The state had no money for doing any of these markers. None. All right. Despite this setback, the Marlborough Department of Works, led by Nat, pressed forward. They navigated through the various requirements to refurbish the marker, identified one of the companies that was required to do this, and laid the groundwork for today. So it is thanks to that dedication and collective effort of everyone involved that we are standing here today. While the physical structure, the brick, the wood, the metal, may no longer be present, the essence of this restoration goes far beyond the material. This is not just preserving a marker, it's about reviving a legacy. Williams Tavern marker is more than a piece of Marlborough's history. It is a symbol of resilience, community, and progress. By honoring its memory today, we ensure that its story will continue to inspire generations to come. Once again, I extend my deepest gratitude to everyone who played a role in this endeavor. Thank you for your commitment to preserving history and to celebrating the legacy of the Williams Tavern. Let us continue to honor our past as we look forward to building a future rooted in community and shared purpose. Thank you.
Thank you. Good job. Thank you, Adrian. All right, now we get to see the completed work. we hope when you walk by or drive by, you think about these stories that you heard and the significance of this, and remember why this is so important and what made Marlborough in Massachusetts so important in our nation's history. Thank you again to everyone that was involved, and thank you to all of you for attending, and for those of you that spoke with us today. We look forward to celebrating more with you throughout the year as we honor America's 250th anniversary. Thank you.